Witness 2016 United States of America. The people wanted a reality TV star to be their leader, and we have to take responsibility for creating that. It was 2003 when the first season of The Bachelor was aired, and girls were on their hind legs like animals begging to be picked for a rose. And the Jerry Springer-type talk shows had begun their de-evolution into hysterical chanting and violence. And we'd already lived through the beginning of reporters and news stations discarding sacred words like report and news in favor of irresponsible mandates of speculate and entertain. Our modern-day version of throwing Christians to the lions for entertainment was in unfortunate full swing. I remember watching that first episode of The Bachelor, the new advent of this reality TV. The farther along the show progressed, the tighter I curled up and pressed myself into the farthest corner of my couch, watching through my fingers in horror. My soul was already reacting my body with what I was witnessing. I felt actually physically sickened by it, and I never watched another reality TV show again. Almost. Never 1 minute of his, but I'd peek in from time to time. The advent of the DVR made it easier to fast forward through the painfully scripted and edited within an inch of its life unscripted chaos. For almost 30 years, we've been watching people acting so inhumanely towards each other in the name of ratings and money and calling it entertainment that not only is it the norm, but entire generations know nothing else. The nation has become negligently desensitized to what it means to be a respectful, thoughtful human towards another human, because that's not good TV. The medium is so powerful. It created this caricature of a person that is so strong that he could not be stopped. The Democratic and Republican parties together were not strong enough to stop him, what reality TV and the media had created. He is the worst of humanity and uncovered the millions of people in our country who respond to that. We made him a drug, and people were obviously ravenous for it. We, the watchers, have to take responsibility for that. We are complicit. I've had this terrible feeling for months and months that we are at an actual crossroads of humanity. That we were experiencing perhaps the 1930s Germany, when people look back now and say, the signs were so clear. Why didn't they stop him? He was just one man. Well, there's been nothing covert about his message for us. Everything is extremely clear. Whether he meant it or not, whether he means to follow through on it or not, he has shown the biggest black light on our beloved country, where apparently people have been lying in wait for this particular trumpet call. And boy, did they instantaneously respond. No one can ever tell any woman, minority, LGBTQ, transgender, Muslim, African American, American Indian, Asian, Middle Eastern, any and all ethnicities other than white. No one can ever tell any of us that we are paranoid. Ever again. Because this shit is real. Like deeper and darker real than any of us could have ever imagined. Even in our beautiful bubbles of Manhattan and Los Angeles, blood has already been spilled. It's not hyperbole to be afraid, because it's already actually begun. And if we let it continue, families are going to be ripped apart. People are going to be deported, separated, segregated. Rights are going to be stripped. January 20th, 2017 could set our clocks back decades and be one of the darkest days in American history. This has been exhausting to the core, to be so bewildered by humanity, so gobsmacked by people we love, whom we thought we knew, whom we thought loved and respected us and our rights and our freedoms. millions of little civil wars already begun, brother against brother, the stepping away from, the distancing of. As artists, we have an abundance of empathy, which is usually a great thing, but in these days can feel like quicksand is trying to course its way through our veins. We are weighed down by our disbelief and shattered by witnessing some crazed game of telephone where the truth, crystal clear, is spoken, and as it passes, even just to the very next person, is somehow transformed and completely ignored. My most hopeful thought that moves me forward is that they can want to make a group of people register with the government because of their race or religion. They can want to take away our rights, but because it is today and not 1930s Germany, there will never come a day where this can be allowed to happen again. There is no way we would let it. Artists have always been part of the resistance, and here we are. So that there will never, ever come a day when. Kristen and Natalie have gathered us today, artists, storytellers, with the mandate about talking about what our job is now. I put forth that our job now, as always, is to do magic. Beautiful artists, we are magicians. We create tangible worlds out of thin air. A thought has its lucky genesis in one of your gorgeous heads, and you create people and their world where nothing existed before. You start to care about them and hand the baton to us to get to care for them, and we have now expanded their reach. We're playing pretend, but it all feels real, and the world watches and laughs and cries and gasps and cares, and we have our shared experience. And that, my loves, is magic. There is so much value in not only shining the light on the darkest parts of humanity, but also making humanity fucking giggle their asses off. Make your documentaries, make your films, your plays, your television shows scripted. And as the music swells, so will our hearts. As voices rise, so will our spirits. As collaboration strengthens, so will community. And I am so grateful to be a part of this one, and I vow here today to do everything in my power, including standing in front of the harm, arms linked, bearing witness to, in the name of what is right and good and decent, to support this community so we can shine our collective light to heal the pains and awaken the slumbering so they can see clearly that he is like me, is like she, is like we. Yeah.